Now back to our interview with Herb Gold.
Back to news. The stories that were dominating the news were some difficult stories in the area of civil rights and
yes,
and so forth.
Very much so.
So talk a little bit about some of those.
Klan meetings.
Yeah.
Through a connection that we had, Bob Henry and I were invited to Klan meetings, and we attended 3 meetings on the outskirts of Tampa. They had brought somebody down, I think it was the Grand Wizard from Georgia, to speak, and there was another meeting coming up, and well, before I get to that, when we went to these meetings, we were assigned a person. A Klansman was assigned to each one of us, and we were told, you don't make a move unless you tell him where you're going and which direction you're going. And they called themselves the Goon Squad. That's what they called themselves. And this gentleman was assigned to me in full regalia, and I said, I want to go this way, or I want to go that way to shoot. Fine, no problem. But if I start off by myself without saying anything, I had a hand on my shoulder. And that was fine for, as I say, the 3 meetings, and we were scheduled for a 4th meeting, and they sent word back that I was not welcome anymore because they found out I was Jewish. Okay? Originally, they thought my name was spelled G-O-U-L-D. And then they found out it was G-O-L-D, and they found out that I was Jewish, and they said, you're not welcome here anymore.
That's interesting.
But we did get, as I say, to attend 3 of the meetings. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I still have photographs.
And there was Axe Handle Saturday.
There was Axe Handle Saturday, which was just terrible.
Yeah.
It was leading up, what was happening, of course, was the sit-ins at the lunch counters and things of that nature. If you look at a map of Florida and you hold the map up, you've got Florida facing down like this. So we always used to say that the television signal traveled downhill because Jacksonville was is always at the top of Florida. So if anybody wanted to talk to everybody in Florida, you'd start at Jacksonville, work down. And Governor Collins called when the segregation was taking place, or integration in the schools. And he wanted a half hour at 7 o'clock, and he came into the station. And we had set up a little living room set with the American flag and the Florida flag. And we had a table with some water set up on it. And he looked around and he said, I want all this taken out. All I want is a chair and a table. I want to put this Bible on that table. And he, during the course of the program, he would pick up the Bible and put it down. And basically what he was saying was, it's not only the law of the land, but it's the law of God, that all men are created equal. And then, of course, it cost him, when he did that, it cost him as far as his future as a politician in Florida. Because when his term of governor was up, you know, there was talk of him going to the Senate and things of that nature. And he ended up as head of the National Broadcasters Association instead, as the executive director.
And the switchboard probably...
oh, did it ever. Did it ever. We had threats. There was also a program that NBC ran called Green Pastures. They ran it twice. They ran it in October of '57, but it got very little publicity. But it was an all-Negro cast, an all-black cast, including God was played by a black man. And it got very little publicity, pre-telecast publicity. Of course, afterwards, tremendous publicity. They decided to run it again in '59. And we, as an NBC station, took it. And it was on 10 o'clock at night. We got phone calls, of course there was pre-broadcast publicity on it. A lot of phone calls saying, we're going to blow up the station, things of that nature. We're going to blow up your tower. And we brought in guards to guard the tower. We had dogs roaming the station. Went on the air, we were on about 3 minutes, and no feed from the network. The network went black. At that time, the signal was came to Jacksonville via coax and microwave, and just outside of Waycross, someone had cut the cables at the microwave, and we were out. We didn't have any NBC coverage from that point on till it took about 8 hours till the next morning. And the reason we got it back, which was also an interesting story, we found that, or we didn't find it, but the network evidently found that there was another microwave link that came out of Georgia going to Gainesville, to the University of Florida, that was used for governmental use. It was something they were working on. But they were able to use part of that microwave to get it back, to get the signal back. Because all of Florida, once it was cut coming through Jacksonville,
Sure.
there was no NBC signal in Florida at all.
There was no public TV for a long period
No,
of time.
no ETV.
And
Right.
but Channel 7 license was available.
Yes.
And there was concern that it might become the ABC affiliate.
At the time, there were just the two major stations on the air, Channel 4 and Channel 12. 4 was CBS, we were NBC, and we split the ABC programming. And the way we split it was to offer ABC the best time period. So depending upon the time period. Or if CBS had good programming on the air at the time, Channel 4 would not preempt that for an ABC program. So we would go back and forth. There was talk of trying to get the FCC to reallocate Channel 7 as a commercial station. And that way ABC would have a foothold in the market. Channel 4 and Channel 12, the ownership then decided we had to get Channel 7 on the air quickly. Channel 4 donated a lot of money and also studio space. Channel 12 donated a lot of money plus transmitter space and antenna space to get them on the air.
Well, back to Channel 17. How long had the station been on the air when you arrived?
17 had been on the air, I guess maybe, I don't know, 8, 10 years, I think. I'm not sure.
And I guess there was, initially there was a struggle because of being a UHF station.
Big struggle.
Yeah.
Big struggle. You'd sit there at your house and move the antenna. You had bow tie antenna, which you put on the regular antenna, which Channel 17 was giving away.
Yeah. Nobody had them.
Nobody had it.
It was,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was a challenge. You got to remember this was before cable. Right? So it was a challenge.
The disadvantage has been eliminated by cable.
Absolutely.
But in those days, UHF had a big disadvantage.
Big disadvantage. We were lucky to get 1-2% of the audience. And we got a call from ABC that said, effective such and such a date, you're no longer an ABC affiliate. Well, immediately we were scrambling, and we got a call from NBC and said, hey, guess what? We're available. So yes, we did do the switch, and it was interesting because you were known as an ABC station. All your programming was ABC, all your advertising was ABC, all your promotions on the air was ABC. You had to change all of that. Fortunately, we had a great group of people. One lady who you know, MJ, Mary Jo Trankler, she worked for us in the promotions department and the programming department and production. And she worked one weekend because the switch was made on a weekend and took care of everything. Everything that had ABC on it disappeared. And then all of a sudden, boom, on Monday morning it was all.
And that was an edited interview of an oral history with Herb Gold, one of Jacksonville's broadcasting pioneers, worked many years at Channel 12 and Channel 17. You can see a lot of our oral histories with broadcasting pioneers on the jackshistory.com website, the Jacksonville Historical Society website. But for now, until next time, we're history.
The Jacksonville Historical Society, preserving your city's history, protecting your city's treasures, advocating the restoration of Jacksonville landmarks, archiving a century of historical documents, collecting rare photographs, tens of thousands, creating the Merrill Museum House, piece by piece, restoring Old St. Andrew's Church, receiving Florida Historical Society's top honors, publishing historical books, elegantly crafted, producing video histories, dramatically told, educating our citizens for decades, enlightening the generations to come, sponsoring tonight's special television presentation, and offering you the opportunity to become a part of Jacksonville history. Call 665-0064, visit jackshistory.com, and become a member of the Jacksonville Historical Society, celebrating 80 years serving our community.